Tell you one thing, Jacques Demers got to be happy. Kirk Muller's finally going.
Kirk Muller's finally going. Kirk Muller's finally going. He got 2 assists, tied up the guy in the front for the overtime. What do you mean finally going?
Well, I've been a lot of talk, but Kirk's not scored.
Geez,
so.
He gets 2 assists the last game, gets this first one. By the way, Curry, you know, I used to do that once in a while with Middleton, but I only did it once. I let him take the face-offs in the other end, center ice, but never in my end. Because, you know, they don't know what to do. They're okay, they just want the draw. Good centerman would have had that. Bad, just do it in the other team's end. Anyhow, that's the Mighty Ducks. And I guess they got 17, you got it? There it is there. They got 17,000.
Hold it steady.
All right.
It's a live shot.
Not off. Do you like that?
That's the goalie mask into a duck bill. I'm not sure I like it, but they say that'll sell more than any other.
Good. We get an elephant or something.
And the Panthers out too. They unveiled that. We'll show you as we move along during the course of the telecast.
17,005. They got a lot of seats. I hear it's a great building. They're going to call it Ducks on the Pond. They're going to call it the Pond. And so that's so what. Yeah. Anyhow, we got thing.
What is this?
I get a lot of letters from guys, the Army guys over in Bosnia. What are they doing over there? What are they doing?
Yugoslavia.
Anyhow,
peacekeeping.
They're a little upset that they're not getting the credit. That must be an awful thing over there. You know, it's not a war, it's a war. I don't know what they're doing there. Anyhow, we got a little thing. We want to show it. A little support for the boys. No, I'm not getting in trouble for that, am I?
No, absolutely not. They deserve our support.
Let's see it right now.
This was, I'll tell you a little bit of the story. It started with the Croatian
Go Leafs, go!
And then it went to Bosnia, Herzegovina.
Oh, that's the Leafs on the right side.
Yes.
All right. And then we got here, I don't waka waka waka. I don't know what that means. Anyhow, that's
to you, I believe.
Oh, yeah? A wise guy, eh? Go ahead, let's go. We're still going. I don't know if they're going to get in a fist fight here.
Not great?
Yeah, that's good. Way to go, guys. We're thinking of you.
I got show and tell continues here. I got a little something from the program, which you could buy tonight here at the Forum in Inglewood for $4
I know who that is.
They were sold out before the game the other night. That's Don Kozak.
And I'm going to tell you, I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Well, you can go ahead.
6 seconds into the playoffs, a record. I remember we had Cheevers in the net, and Milbury's on the left side. So they dropped the puck. Okay, guys, let's go. 1-0.
April 17th, 1977, and the Kings won that night 7-4.
Yeah, well, we come back and put them out anyhow. It doesn't make any difference. Cheevers, yeah, 7 goals. I think I pulled and put in somebody, Davey Reese, I think. Anyhow, again, can I just quickly bring up the big brawl yesterday? Yes. Seattle and the Orioles. I thought broken collarbone. Not bad. Cut. Blue Jays and California. And you hear what Stewart said after the Blue Jay game?
No.
Stick up for the teammates. That's the nature of the game.
In fact, last night on ESPN, you were on CBS at 11:30 last night in Los Angeles with Tommy Lasorda.
Yes, Tommy Lasorda and Roy Firestone. I was on with Kareem. I call him Kareem today. Jeez, he's
with
tall.
Roy Firestone today, right?
Yep.
Tall stories there. Anyway, you're on CBS last night, so I'm watching ESPN. And
tall stories.
And you didn't see it, but they said about the baseball thing, when a guy throws it ahead, I'd be disappointed if the batter didn't come after the pitch, and I couldn't believe it. And they got a little problem started over there.
Well, again, like, you know,
looks silly.
Just a minute. This is what it's been in baseball for 60 years, and that's the way they work it. We had the same thing taken care of guys before, and I'm going to go back to Pittsburgh, the Islander game. You remember Kasparaitis? I was embarrassed for Mario. He was on his knees, and the little Russian was whacking him around and stuff like that. Now, everybody says, whatever. Everybody said, where was Tocchet? Why didn't Tocchet? Now, 3 or 4 years ago, Tocchet would have went in and just given him a smack and it would have been all over. But he couldn't now because of the rules. And that's what hurt. It's open seson on our Stars.
We're right out of time.
All right.
Show the thing?
Yes,
roll
sure.
It, Larry, and we'll get out.
Out of time. I just get started. Now, folks, watch this here. Now, watch Keane come over to the boards. Now,
2 nights ago.
2 nights. Well, of course, it was the overtime goal. Now, watch. There's Denny Savard right there. Watch Keane come over, roll up his sleeves. Watch this now. It's number 18 he's got on there. Yeah, we did it for Denny, and he gives him a big kiss. Actually, the reason I put it on there was because I want to show some other guys kiss guys besides me.
Absolutely. The kisser in baseball and the kisser in hockey is 2 different things.
Isn't that nice?
If I hear you, a diamond's a real man's best friend in this installment of the Coach's Corner.
That's nice.
On Molson Hockey Night in Canada, the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC.
Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. Brought to you by Pepsi. gotta have it.
For Stanley's 100th anniversary, he's going to be given a brand new home on June the 18th. Don Cherry and I are going to provide you with a preview of the new home.
Billy Mosienko, Chicago. 3 fastest goals ever.
In how fast?
21 seconds.
21 seconds.
Broke his ankle in the All-Star, too.
What a beautiful entrance to the brand new Hockey Hall of Fame and Museum. Don, we're going on a little tour here. This little video presentation's about 5 minutes. It's dynamite.
Really something. We're going to go to the right here now.
This is really a spectacular part of the whole hall. You should look at the floor. They've done the floor. It's just like an ice surface. You can see the skate marks to the National Hockey League logo. And here are the minutes of the first meeting that helped establish the creation of the NHL in 1917.
It's John Beliveau, when he signed with Montreal, there's Mr. Selke, and maybe the greatest coach of all time, Dick Irwin Sr., right there.
Don, to you from failing hands, we pass the torch. Be yours to hold it high. Dick Irwin Sr. put that in the Montreal Canadiens dressing room from, of course, Landers Fields. This is their room.
This was my room in Team Canada. I remember this is unbelievable. This is exactly like the room. Holy Diane, I got the names up and the whole thing. Look at that. Isn't this something?
After that 3 bells has gone off, you know you have 3 minutes. Team gets all ready. Now you come out of the dressing room, and when you're walking out to the ice here at the Hockey Hall of Fame instead, you walk to the Heartland Molson Theater.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'll have 3X.
Room for 150 to come in and watch a spectacular video that tells the story of hockey and how it's become our gift to the world.
The greatest hockey player who ever lived and who will ever live, the great Bobby Orr. Is this something right here? What a guy. I was taking right there, something there. Look at him putting the pucks in right there. You can touch something here. You can see all his exploits, as they say. Look at the kid. I taught him everything. Look at this. Taught the kid everything he knew.
This is the interactive part of the hall. This is where all through this area, Don, you can come down, you can get on the ice, you can take shots. I'll have different things like Scoro and test your luck against either
Look at the stands up there, too. You can stand and look at the stands. This is the Boston Gardens, the gallery gods up there. These are the seats here. The people used to sit there where they used to watch Bobby Orr and I spin our magic. Right here.
Try to watch. They had to crane their neck. More obstructed seats in Boston Garden than any rink in hockey, but what character?
What, are you knocking it down?
Well, that's why they are.
Okay. This is it, the Holy Grail. This is what every Canadian kid goes to bed and dreams about. Would love to have his name right on there. You're very fortunate if you get your name on there. I was pretty close twice.
Very close. Well, you want to call her in a memorial. That's not bad. You enjoy your tour?
This is unbelievable. I'll tell you something. When you come down here, you're going to see something that's going to knock your socks off. Yeah, I know you've heard a lot about it, but you got to see it all, and I'll tell you, you better have some time to spend. You'll spend a couple hours in here, and you'll love it.
Opens June 18th in downtown Toronto. You can come down and live for over 100 years in one day.
Perfect.
See that young Terry Sawchuk, Don? Beautiful new hall opens June the 18th in downtown TO. It's the Canadiens 2, the Kings 2 at the end of 2. Live, you're watching Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Brother Leclerc will get the goal. It went in off an L.A. King in front, I do believe. We'll check it out on a replay, but anyway, it's in the books. Rudy was beaten. It is a 3-2 win for Montreal, and they take a stranglehold on the Stanley Cup.
The other night here, there was dead silence, but the fans gave the Kings quite an ovation when they left the ice, and I think it's Leclerc again. And Harry, you pointed out, well, there's chances in OT for those 2-on-1s, and that's what Montreal had right there. I thought Leclerc had gone too far wide. Well, he did the first time, but very similar to his effort the other night. There was a second effort, maybe even a third effort, and he gets another goal.
He missed a good opportunity, and Kelly Rudy gambled completely on the one shot. And here it is here. Look where Rudy is. And he just dives over there. Leclerc can't get it in front. But now Leclerc's in a good spot to come out. And you might be right, Bob. Daryl Sador may have put it in.
Sador's diving back. We might see it better here.
Goal, the fourth goal and 8 point. Scored by number 17,
I believe. Yeah, got in.
But Leclerc was trying to jam it in on the wraparound here. But here's where he wants to fake the shot. Now he wants to pass it. But but Kelly Hrudey stops the pass completely. Now he comes out on the same side of the net, and young Sador deflects it in, and the game ends, and Montreal have a grip on the cup.
They find a way to win every time, and that's the 10th time in make that 11, but 10 in a row.
You know, he made a smart play. They thought he was going around, and he stopped, reversed his field, and made the chance. Sador knocked it in. Tough break for Sador. Big break again for John LeClair.
LeClair gets the goal. It will go as an unassisted goal. 14:37 of overtime. LeClair with a chance, didn't score, got behind the net, centered it off Sador and in. And that's it. We'll continue in a moment.
The Habs' tendency is 10 wins in overtime. That record continues. A remarkable run for Montreal, and the #1 star this evening played a huge role in that OT. Molson 3 stars, Patrick Roy, Wayne Gretzky for the Los Angeles Kings, #2, and of course, a hero for the second game in as many, John LeClair, star #3. And so the headlines will read as we head to the Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens can win it at home in 48 hours. Jacques Demers, head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, can you express how this success feels?
Not really, but I'll tell you one thing. Kelly Hrudey didn't get a star, but he deserved a tremendous effort tonight by Kelly Hrudey. You don't want it to be a situation like hitting the young Sador skate, who played a great game. Kelly was out of the net. He wanted to protect his goaltender, wanted to become actually the goaltender, hit his skate, but that John LeClair is so difficult to stop. But like Donnie was just saying, Grapes was just saying, the best goaltender in the world is Patrick Roy. He was unbelievable. We needed outstanding goaltending, and he gave it to us tonight.
It's just like 1986. 13 shots he stopped against the Rangers in one memorable game, and he made some big ones for you tonight. Tell me about the overtime, Jacques, and who you thought was playing well and who you thought might score.
Well, one thing we have, an advantage, Ron, is we play 4 lines. I know sometimes guys don't like that, and the coach will tell you that. You know, some guys get 7 or 8 minutes, and other guys will get 3 minutes a period. But I believe using 4 lines, getting everybody involved, and that's the way we've been successful. You know, when you look at guys like Mike Keane and Oldline, guys who are never really mentioned, they were just simply unbelievable tonight. And Muller did what Muller does best, but you got to congratulate the whole team. They've just been unbelievable. And if someone would have said to me, winning 10 straight in overtime, I'd have said, hey, that's a dream.
And you know, the Los Angeles Kings wanted to hit your team tonight, and you seem to have the way of hitting right back.
When I say this, I don't want to sound cocky, but I thought the Quebec Nordiques, the Buffalo Sabres, and the Islanders really hit us a lot. John Merkler had a good game plan, and so did Al Arbour, and certainly Pierre Pagé, and we're not going to be intimidated. We told our young defensemen, our small defense, to take it. It's going to hurt, but eventually it will pay off. We haven't won a thing yet, but so far it's paying off.
Yeah, you're within one, Jacques, and it's nice to see a fellow like you who spent 2 years in this business get back into coaching and do the job you've done. Really a tremendous story. Good luck.
Well, thank you very much.
Jacques Demers, head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. His club wins again in overtime. Hard to come up with new ways to express what a feeling it must be for the Habs as they take this one 3-2 in overtime. We'll be back with Don Cherry on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. #1 star tonight, Patrick Roy of the Canadiens. He's shaking his head too. Denny Savard, Coach Savard, who's a perfect 8-0 this year, predicted LeClair would score again, and he did. 3-2 Montreal.
You see, Jacques, see him shaking there. As Harry said, in the finals, you don't know what it's like. The pressure is unbelievable. Big thing about Canadians, they always have 2 guys back. Everybody says they forecheck, but if you notice, they never have a 2-on-1 in overtime. They have at least 1 guy back, and the other 2 guys go. And as I was on TV and radio last night, they asked me who's going to win the series. I said they're going to win because Patrick Roy, without a doubt, is the best goaltender in the world. And I'm glad Jacques said something about Hrudey, because I think he should have been one of the stars too.
We'll see you in 2 nights at the Forum in Montreal, Don. 3-2, the Montreal Canadiens have grabbed a 3-1 lead in the 1993 Stanley Cup Final. There's the hero of Game 2, Eric Desjardins, on his way out to salute Roy and his mates. 3-2, a 1-goal win again for the Canadiens. Back to wrap on Hockey Night in Canada after this.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC was brought to you by Molson Canadian. What beer's all about. By Imperial Oil and Esso Associates, proud to be one of the leading sponsors of youth hockey in Canada. And by Pepsi, gotta have it.
The Montreal Canadiens, who've won a Stanley Cup in every decade of their existence, are on the verge, one win away from making it one for the 90s. It would be their 24th, of course. 3-2 on John LeClair's winner tonight, Game 5 at 7:30 Eastern, Wednesday evening at the Forum in Montreal. For all of us, thanks for watching tonight, and good night. This has been a CBC Sports presentation in association with Bolstar Communications.
CBC Sports, home of the champions.
The carbon copy of Game 3. The Canadiens striking first and adding to their lead in the second period, only to see it vanish as the Kings come back to tie the score. LA outshot Montreal in the second, third, and overtime periods, but Patrick Roy responded with his best game of the series. John LeClair scores the overtime winner for the second straight game, and the Canadiens take a 3-1 series lead thanks to their 10th straight overtime victory.
Patrick Roy, he was outstanding. They definitely outplayed us in overtime, and I think they threw everything they had at us. So you could see they were tired on those last couple shifts. We got a few chances, and what can you say about Big John LeClair again? He did it for us again.
It's just been, got to be honest right now, it's been hard. It's frustrating because never in my years of hockey have I been a team that's played so hard and been so close and yet is down so far. I mean, we're down 3-1 and we have a tremendous amount of work ahead of us, but it's frustrating because we've played so hard. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Believe it or not, Montreal actually lost the first overtime game they played in the playoffs this year to Quebec. But since then, they haven't lost another. 10 straight wins, including their last 3 against Los Angeles. It's a standard that may never be bettered.
The overtime gods are on our side.
Well, that's continuing. It's just hard to believe.
I think everything is confidence.
Who would have predicted it? The Montreal Canadiens have won 15 games in this year's playoffs. 10 of those wins are consecutive overtime victories. When it comes to the extra session, les Canadiens have just exploded.
When we go in overtime, it's just an unbelievable situation, what's happening to us right now. Hopefully it could continue.
We go to overtime and we feel that we can win it. And guys are not looking to get beaten overtime. Everything is forward. Everything is positive.
On the open side. He got another crack at it. He scores.
Like Jacques said earlier, we haven't won anything yet.
The Canadiens have spread out their overtime goals. 7 different halves have accounted for game-winning markers.
I don't think anybody would, see themselves scoring back-to-back overtime goals. The main thing is I'm just happy that we won, and this was a big victory for our team.
But despite the success Canadian goal scorers are having in sudden death, the real hero is Patrick Roy, a pillar of strength in the playoffs. His play has allowed the OT goals to happen, putting the greatest franchise in the history of hockey 60 minutes away from yet another Stanley Cup championship. And who would have believed that when the playoffs began? And so the Canadiens are 1 win away from their first Stanley Cup since 1986. They arrived back in Montreal late this afternoon, ready to prepare for Game 5 against the Kings tomorrow night. And there was an enthusiastic crowd of Canadian supporters greeting the team at Dorval Airport. Kirk Muller was mobbed by autograph seekers as he made his way through the crowd. And last night's hero, John LeClair, looked a little tired on arrival, but everyone was in a festive mood, thanks mostly to one man, the goaltender, Patrick Roy.
He's playing like Patrick Roy of '86, which was just simply outstanding. He's a player right now who has tremendous confidence in his ability, and you have 19 players saying, hey, Patrick will do it for us. Let's just go out and play our kind of game. We've played very well in the checking department. Why we keep winning in overtime? Well, Patrick is there. He makes the big save. Throughout all these overtimes, we had to have big saves because the opposition had some good chances, but Patrick's just been a dominating goaltender.
Well, he's been great for us. You know, obviously 9 wins in a row, last night the 10th win. We do have to have a lot of confidence, but we take each night differently. There's no question about it. And we just hung on there for a while. They outplayed us for the first 10 minutes, and I thought we came back strong.